Hi everyone and welcome to Tozan Tips. Tozan Tips. Well, unfortunately, today's topic is something that I have personal experience with at the moment: injuries. So when you hike in the mountains of Japan, you may injure yourself when you're hiking either up or down in different kinds of situations. Most people injure themselves on the way down, either injuring their knee or their foot or their leg, or in my case, their ankle. Good news for me is I did not injure my foot on the mountain. I injured it on the street, just walking. I hit a very small curb at an awkward angle and rolled my ankle. So anytime you get injured in the mountains, either hiking or after you go hiking, it's important to treat your injury. So in my case with the rolled ankle, usually as soon as you roll your ankle, if you happen to be hiking on the mountains and you roll your ankle, you can actually still walk on it for a little bit unless it's completely broken. If you break a bone, there's not really much you can do on the mountain except hopefully try to crawl your way off the mountain or call for mountain rescue. I'll do a separate video on mountain rescue and insurance, but today I just want to talk a little bit about some first aid that you can do when you injure yourself. Let me tell you about my story first. I rolled my ankle a couple of days ago. As soon as I rolled it, I knew it was really bad because I've rolled my ankle several times over my life. Both ankles actually really badly in a couple of situations. So as soon as I did it, I knew that it was bad. My injury would require some treatment at home, and also it should be looked at by a doctor. So as soon as I got home, I started putting ice on it. And in Japan, you can use regular ice if you have an ice maker in your apartment or home, or you can go to the convenience store and buy ice pack. You can also get what are called horeizai. These are these ice packs that you can get basically in the summer when you buy food for takeout. They always ask you if you want horeizai. These are usually free. I have a freezer full of them. They're good for keeping food cold. If you want to go on a hike in the summer, you can put some in your pack. They also work great for an ice pack on your injured part of your body. So when you injure your ankle, as you probably know, there's the RICE acronym: rest, ice, compression, and elevation. So I've been doing a combination of those over the last few days. My swelling has gone down mostly, which is great now. I can start my rehabilitation. Fortunately for me, it wasn't as bad as I thought. Generally speaking, if you injure yourself, if you injure your knee, which in Japanese is hiza, if you injure your ankle, which is your ashikubi, then you want to go to a doctor to get it checked out. And the doctor that you want to go to is called a seikei gekka, which is an orthopedic doctor. If you Google in Japanese keisei gekka, they'll come up all over the place. If you live in Tokyo, there's a lot of places that speak English and have English-speaking orthopedic doctors and clinics. In Kansai, not so many. So luckily I can speak Japanese enough to where I can go to my local clinic. So I went there, and the keisei gekka orthopedic clinic is, in Japan, it's kind of divided into two types. Usually filled with elderly people who are getting what's called rehabilitation or treatment for osteoporosis or arthritis or other types of back pain. You'll see a lot of people going in there for kind of massages. However, if you go to the proper place, they should have a doctor on hand, an orthopedic doctor. So you want to go to the doctor and tell them what happened. Hopefully, if the orthopedic place that you chose has an X-ray machine, you can ask for an X-ray or a Röntgen, and then they can figure out if you have an actual fracture or if it's just ligament damage. And then after that, follow the doctor's advice. So when I went to the doctor, I got an X-ray, found out there was no fracture, fortunately, just a really bad sprain. And so I asked for a pair of crutches. In Japan, at least the clinic that I went to, these crutches are by rental only. So in Japanese, these are called matsubazue, which the original word matsu comes from the matsu tree or pine. Originally, these things were made out of wood and made from pine wood. Now they're just kind of metal, but the name still sticks, matsubazue. So I had to put down a 3,000 yen kind of deposit for these crutches. When I finish using them, I'll just take them back to the orthopedic and they'll give me my money back. You could probably buy a pair as well, but better to go to the doctor and get everything checked out. So I got a pair of crutches to help me with the first couple of days when I couldn't put any weight on it. Now I can put a little bit of weight on it, which is actually good. The other thing I got from the doctor, I have an ankle brace. And this will be really good to use for my rehabilitation when I can start walking around. So basically, doctor showed me how to put it on and wrap it around. The other thing I got were some cold compresses from the doctor. These are called shippu in Japanese. You can also buy these over the counter. These are prescription grade, so they're a little bit stronger, and these don't have a smell to them, which is kind of nice. I actually have 2 ankle braces now. This is kind of my new one. I have one from about 25 years ago when I sprained my ankle in the States, and this is another ankle brace. I keep this thing in my first aid kit. In addition, I carry an ace bandage, which I also got in the States. This one has a Velcro close. This is great because I can use this if I do injure myself. I can wrap my wrist, I can wrap my ankle, I can wrap my knee, I can wrap my head. I can pretty much wrap any part of my body as a quick kind of first aid remedy until I can get off the mountain and get properly seen. And the other thing that you can also throw into your first aid kit, this is called Eve, which is the Japanese word for ibuprofen. So this is some painkillers that you can use if you do need to use something to help ease the pain, especially if you get injured on the mountain. So injuries are something that you need to take seriously, and hopefully they'll never ever happen to you. But if they do happen to you, then hopefully you can use some of this advice that I gave you in this video to help you out. Thank you for watching the latest edition of Tozan Tips. I'm going to put my ankle brace back on and hobble down the stairs to eat lunch. Oh, that feels much better. As usual, when you're in the mountains of Japan, be smart and be safe. And if you injure yourself, seek treatment. Thanks for watching.